Okay, now what I have here is a cup of flour, plain white flour, and I'm trying to come up with what I normally call a poor man's gravy. That's just using plain flour uh, combined with a few herbs and spices like my spring onions there, and also using the juice of meat that has been cooked in broth. Okay, so you have here basically lamb heart and beef tongue, all chopped into cubes, and we also have some here still boiling, and we are trying to cook some special meal for some hungry little human beings. Now, what we have there is a broth, or what we most commonly like to call stew. It's beef heart, beef tongue rather, and lamb heart, all chopped up into cubes, and we have added spices like onions, ginger, curry, and of course bulb onion and spring onions. Now I'm going to come up with what I call the poor man's gravy. This I basically cook or come up using just plain flour with a little bit of water added onto the juice from the meat, be it chicken, fish, beef, or lamb. First, I add the flour into a bigger mug or cup. Not too much, just a little to make the stew or broth thicker. Okay, I think this should do. And then I add a bit of water. Okay, that should do. And now it's all bubbly and it looks quite like milk, eh? Now I'm going to stir this up with a spoon just to create a suspension, okay? And to make sure we break up all the flour inside, okay? To create that suspension that we need. And like I said, this will be going into the pot where we have the juice from the meat and also all the spices that we have added. Now the trick behind coming up with homemade gravy like this is to use stock. Okay, when we talk about stock, we mean juice from chicken or from beef or lamb that you have stored or you are cooking with, and you can add spices to taste and also add this flour, because flour actually is the thing basically used to create gravy with, and so you can do that. A lot of us don't know, but this is, I learned that just by cooking at home, and this is what I basically use all the time in order to come up with the gravy. Okay, this should do. Now I am going to head this onto the stew that I have here, and to give it a stir and let the flour cook actually, and to make the broth, the stew, thicker. There, that should do. Okay. Oops, we have a bit of dry flour powder there, but it's okay, it's mixed now and it should do. And you give it a good stir, and you can see it's already starting to form. You can see the gravy there starting to form, and already looks yummy. Okay, and this is just about ready. I'll close the lid and let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and we should be done and ready for the little hungry kids. Now I'm going to add the spices, and I've already put in quite a few spices in there, so I'm just adding in spring onions just to give it a little bit extra flavor. There you go. And then we give it a good stir. And we should be done. Now, when I cook, I like my onions to be, not really cooked. Okay, half cooked, so we still maintain that stingy, that particular taste and flavor when, especially when it is new. Okay, so I just close the lid and then remove this. It's ready to be served now. Okay. This is our final product.